I'm Dolly Simonovich, and this is Senior Moments. My guest today is Jerry McGovern from the San Mateo Adult Education. Welcome to our program, Jerry.
Thank you for having me.
Oh, you're welcome. Tell us what your title is.
I coordinate the 50 Plus program for the San Mateo Adult School.
Now, there's a lot of programs in the adult education program, isn't there? Can you tell us a few of those?
We have an ESL program for English learners, which includes a citizenship component, and GED for students who want to complete their equivalency for a graduation diploma, and Career Technical, which is a great program for people who are interested in updating some of their computer skills so they're in step with current technology. And there's an Adults with Disabilities program, which we have many great programs and classes offered for the population, and the older adult program, which we like to call 50 Plus, and that's what I coordinate.
Where do you hold these classes? Are they in this building that we're in right now on Poplar Street?
Some of the classes are here at the adult school on 789 East Poplar Avenue, next to the high school. But a lot of the classes are also community-based, and that's the beauty of adult education. The classes are out in the community, so more accessible to a wider range of people.
I think you use the senior centers, and do you use some of the schools?
Yes, we do. We have many partnerships throughout the community with other community organizations, and that does include some of the schools. It's just so much easier and accessible for people in the community to take a class.
How do they know what classes are available?
Well, we have a brochure that is delivered to all the residents within our service area. So that's one way. Word of mouth is a big way of finding out. We find that many people who have taken a class, they really have enjoyed the class, and so they tell their friends, and it just kind of spreads throughout their circle of friends and family. The other access is the internet. We have a website, www.smace.org, and that's San Mateo Adult Community Education.
What kinds of classes do you offer for 50s and over?
A wide variety. We have fitness classes for adults 50 and over. We have classes in fine and applied arts, such as painting, knitting, sewing. Many people actually, as a coordinator, I get a lot of calls and emails from people in the community, and there seems to be an upsurge in the interest in sewing. So we've a lot of people have been, and younger people too, have been calling and express interest in the sewing class. And so actually what I did not too long ago is I included people under 50. So we welcome people that are under 50 into the 50 Plus program too.
Well, I've been taking a Pilates class for a long time.
Yeah.
And I love it. The teacher is wonderful.
Yeah.
Where do you get your teachers?
Our teachers are credentialed teachers. You might think we got them from heaven, because they're wonderful. I have to proudly say, I think we have the best teachers on the peninsula. So the teachers are usually credentialed in a particular field. They have expertise in a field that they've chosen. And then in addition to that, there's an adult education credential that they get. And then there's always ongoing professional development once a person has been hired. And specifically in the 50 Plus program, what we do is the teachers will meet, and we have something we call a PLC, a professional learning community. So the teachers get together, and we'll have in-services, speakers, or send them to seminars on learning about the older adult learner, how we change, the ways we change, specifically the brain.
It's different teaching an older
Yeah,
person. Yes,
it really is. Yeah. So the way you design a class, the way you pace a class, and so on and so forth. So I think that is one outstanding area where people that are teaching through the adult school differ from people who are independent contractors or or volunteers, so. And there's a consistency too that I think is really beautiful and important. The teachers tend to stay a long time, and many of the students will take a class over again so that they can perfect the skills that they're trying to master on and maintain skills. Because maintaining a skill is really important. It's a goal. It's an objective in physical fitness. You want to maintain your health, because if you stop the exercising, things start happening. You're at higher risk for falling and so on and so forth.
So if someone's sitting at home and thinking, well, I already know how to paint, why should I go take a paint class if I know how? Why should they?
Well, because there's always something new to learn. There's always something, like every new day, there's always a new way to look at something. And the beauty of in painting is you're not only learning specific techniques, but you change the way you see the world you live in. Seriously, if you're out in the street and you see the trees and you've been painting, it really enriches your visual intake. Because
but even if you've known how to do it, you're sitting there with other people.
Yeah.
Who have the same interests as you. You're meeting people. You're getting out of the house.
Yeah.
You're doing...
Well, that's exactly it. You're right.
And your best thing, too, your best point was that there's always something new to learn.
Absolutely.
You're getting input from another source.
Right. Another component that's really important is the social component. There's people who have come into class and they've been felt a little intimidated or a little shy. And really, it's an act of courage, and it is, to try something new. But with the adult school classes, I found there's so much support. You probably found that in your Pilates class.
Yes.
There's this wonderful support from the instructors. They always go above and beyond, and the community of other students in the class are equally supportive. And that's, as I say, another really important part of all of this. It's getting out of the house, engaging, connecting, feeling supported, feeling recognized, and learning something new. So in so many different domains, you're flourishing, And a lot of people have come into the classes and have said, well, gee, I don't tell this to everybody, but I've been lonely. I feel isolated. I feel depressed. The dirty little D word. Nobody wants to talk about it. But people that have had many things happen to them, maybe a spouse has passed, whatever it is, a chronic health condition, you need support. You need community, and people. I've seen people flourish in classes, and it doesn't really matter what age you are, because people go to the class based on their interests.
Right.
So we find we have all different ages, really, and it's just, again,
well, they
very
don't really
enriching.
go to the class because they're depressed. When you're depressed, you don't want to do anything. You go to the class because you have an interest in whatever it is that they're teaching there.
That's true.
And that gets rid of your depression. It gets rid of your loneliness.
Yes, it does. It does.
It raises your spirits, and it helps you. You help others raise their spirits.
That's exactly right.
Yeah.
It's like life reinforcing itself, and there is definitely a buoyancy of spirit that's created. It's very life affirming, and I try to encourage people to just give it a try. You owe it to yourself.
Well, how about these people who are sitting at home and they have all of this skill in something? Is there any possibility of them becoming a teacher?
Absolutely.
In this?
And I need volunteers too.
Do you?
Oh yes. Yeah.
So you don't really know all of the different things that people can offer you until they walk in the door and say, I'd like to teach a class
that's
on
right.
this. I took a class once in adult education. It was on, it was jazz dancing. Mm-hmm. And it was just so sweet. She taught us a little dance. I loved it.
Yeah.
And she had been a professional.
Yeah.
So there are a lot of enjoyable things out there.
Yeah.
Jerry, how much does it cost for us to take these classes?
The 50 Plus program, I have a 3-tier structured pay system, and people that are 65 and older, or I should say better, 65 and better, have the lowest fee, and then from 64 to 50, There's a mid-range fee, and we, as I said before, we welcome people who are under 50, and that is, again, just a little bit more expensive.
So it's
but they're very modestly priced, yeah.
So anybody can go into a 50-plus class?
Yes, sure.
Okay, as long as they're available at that time of the day.
Right.
Okay.
Your schedule allows it.
All right, so this is for anybody who's listening who's an adult may take any of these classes, so don't feel as though, the 50 plus or 65 plus get things we don't. It's all available.
Right.
Has it changed at all in the last few years?
Well, actually, yes, we've undergone a major change. As of 2009, the budget decision changed the business as usual for the adult school, and we lost our funding. Prior to that, we were reimbursed per student in attendance. So without going into all of the events that have taken place from then to now, I'll just say what happened to keep the 50-plus program afloat is we had to transition to a program that was supported by student fees. And I do want to emphasize, too, that I took great pains to keep it very modestly priced. Yeah.
Well, these classes, it lasts over a period of time, isn't it? What's it, 12 weeks?
We used to have classes year-round, and at this point, we have classes that meet for 15 weeks.
15 weeks.
Yeah, 15 weeks. And then summer's a bit shorter, I think 14 weeks.
But it seems like it's a lot of money because you're paying all the money up in front. But if you were to pay individually for each class, it doesn't amount to much money.
$2. Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Okay, so when somebody wants to sign up for one of your classes, they send in the paperwork and they send in a check to begin with, and then they're paid up, and then they just show up for class.
That's right. The other factor that is helpful for many people wanting to attend the 50-plus program classes is that you can actually register in class on the first day of class. Or you can register by walking down to the adult school or mailing in your registration.
Online too, I assume.
Well, but we haven't gotten to that, not yet, but you can download the registration form online by going to our website and clicking on 50-plus program, and there's a link for you to download a registration form.
Don't you have a drop-in policy too?
We do.
So if you're not sure if you want to take Qigong, you pay. What do you pay a minimal fee for that, and just stay for the class, or I mean, I've seen people just sit there and watch too, not even participate. Not that that's what you want people to do, but just it's mainly to see that they can do it.
Yeah, that's
are
right.
they
Makes
are
sense.
they physically capable of doing something like that?
Right.
Yeah.
And then just testing the water, putting the toe in. That's perfectly okay. In fact, I encourage people to do that. Should a person want to participate in a class to sample it, we do have what we call a guest pass, and guest passes can be purchased from the teacher, and then that allows the person to participate in the one class. And should the person then want to take the class for the full semester, why then the cost of the guest pass is deducted from the fee, the class fee.
So they haven't lost anything.
No, just gained a lot. Really.
Yes.
In many ways,
Let's talk more about some of the classes. I know we hit on it briefly. I know there's art and there's physical activities and so on, but what are some of the classes? I've already mentioned Pilates, and we've mentioned art. What are some of the other classes?
Well, we have a terrific genealogy class.
Genealogy?
Genealogy,
really?
Yes. In fact, I went in to observe the class, and I want to take it. I can hardly wait. The instructor is just a master at history and provides this incredible historical context for different times and different countries. And then there's also a computer component in the class. So,
well, I think a lot of people are doing that now, getting into this genealogy.
Right. Yeah.
I mean, there's all sorts of programs and books that you can do. Fill in this book, fill in this, and it's kind of nice to be guided by somebody who knows what he's doing.
That's exactly right. And And also when you reach a brick wall and there's an impasse in your research, this particular instructor is very resourceful and has a team working with her that can also mentor you. And in fact, she provides that additional mentoring on Saturdays if need be. There is a computer component in the class because so much of the information is now being digitalized. And so that's important too. Again, it's learning how to access the information, and it's not that difficult. And again, you're in a class that is paced, at a just perfectly for a mature person. You have the support of your fellow students. Oftentimes students will work together on a project or help each other out. So it's just a wonderful win-win situation. And then it spills over to your family.
Sure.
You're leaving, a legacy for your family. It's wonderful, yeah.
How about some other classes?
So we have a current events class too, and the current events classes, like many of our classes, are located throughout our service area. And that class is really a great class, draws people who read the news, are interested in what's going on, but would like to have a discussion and about events that are shaping our world. And again, a great group of people, learning a bit more, learning from others, feeling good, being surrounded by people that have the same interests as you do.
How about computer classes?
We have classes for any age, and it's actually this one class called Electronic Office. And a person of any age can sign up for this class. It's a self-paced class, meaning that you can, just what I said, go at your own speed and work one-to-one with the teacher. So generally, students who take that class have a specific software program they want to learn or something they want to become more proficient at. And they'll go into the class, talk to the teacher, and then with the teacher's guidance, that person will move forward on their selected topic. There's also a class for seniors, again, designed and paced for the older adult learner. Classes are small, and the instructor is very knowledgeable too about ways to work with a person who's new to technology, because that's again an act of courage, stepping into a computer class. It's a new world, but it can be done. And I've found that people sit a little bit taller after they've learned to email their grandchildren or use the internet. Yeah.
It's nice to have a resource that you can go to and discuss those simple little things that would drive you crazy otherwise.
Right.
And that's what you're providing in your adult education.
Yeah. So it really is. It's educational opportunities for every member of the community. And that's the beauty of it too.
And if you just learn one new thing.
Yeah.
But the main thing is to get out of your house. Go do something.
Yeah.
It's when you retire, it's so interesting. When you retire, you think you have all this time to do everything, but you don't get much done.
Right.
And if you have something going on, I've got to get this done now because I've got to go to this class. I've got to do this because I've got this class, and I've got to prepare for this and prepare for that. It gives meaning to your life.
Yeah. I always like to say, when you retire, you still have a lot of tread left, so get up and get going.
That's right.
And something else that I find very special about the classes, the 50-plus classes, is that you do form a community, and say someone's out sick, or they just didn't show up for class. More often than not, you're going to get a call.
Somebody's calling to see how are you.
People check in with each other.
So it's a good idea to say, hey, I'm going to be gone for a couple weeks.
Yeah.
What is Chadbourne?
Chadbourne is a program that we offer through the 50-plus program. It's located on Chadbourne Street near Palm Avenue. And it's 1 day a week, almost like a little condensed senior center. So it's a day full of activities. and starting at 9:30, ending at 2. And we have.
So do you go for the whole day, or do you just go for 1 hour?
Either or. You can go for 9:30 to 12:30. Oftentimes people will bring a lunch and have lunch there with friends. 10:30 to 11:30, there's a fitness class. And it's an easy does it type fitness class. The teacher is lively, but the routines are definitely not vigorous. So it's, again, at an easy, steady pace, but the intention is to give you a little bit more energy, to fortify your stamina, and to give you a little bit more strength, and working a bit on the balance, which is important for fall prevention. There's also a knitting class, which is going to be new this summer semester, and then a painting class, an oil and acrylic painting class that also happen at Chadbourne. Some women love to go to Chadbourne to play cards, bridge, chess.
So it gives you a place.
Yeah,
to
it gives
sit
you a place. Yes,
and to meet your friends.
And to meet your friends, to be with others, and again, playing cards, bridge, and chess. It's good for the brain.
Yes, absolutely. What city is that in?
That's in Millbrae.
Now, Millbrae has a senior center, doesn't it?
The Millbrae Rec Center has a senior wing.
Okay.
Right, and so that's another option.
So this is in addition to that. It's another place for people to go and meet their friends.
Right.
And take some classes.
That's right. We also have a game that we call Brain Games, which is a real fun and easy, but nevertheless stimulating game that involves playing with words and sort of like a jumble. So that's ongoing too at Chadbourne. So I encourage people to check that out. And also, I recently have been getting a lot of calls from the adult children of an older parent interested in finding support, finding a social environment for their parent, and so that's an ideal venue for that situation too.
Now, is this a pay per day type thing, or do you pay ahead of time for that for the semester?
You pay ahead of time for the semester.
Oh, the same thing.
Yes.
So you know that every Tuesday you're going to go to Chadbourne House for such and such.
Right.
For the whole semester.
Right, and it's on Monday, and except for the holidays, but and people really look forward.
And it's 5 days a week, though.
No, it is just one day.
Oh, it's only one day.
Yeah, it's like a senior center. All that you find in a senior center condensed into one day. So it's a one-day activity program.
Oh, I see.
For seniors, and it's a great way to slough off the Monday blues. It's. I encourage people to give that a try as well.
Is there anything that we haven't covered that you would like us to know about
the adult school? Well, I would just like to say that, particularly to people that are older, 50 and over, 60 and over, 70 and over, 90 and over, because age is basically a number. It's has more to do with your spirit, your zest for life, your determination. As we get older, definitely I've heard that again and again, and I'm seeing that myself. Determination and function, your ability to function and to do the things that you need to do to keep yourself healthy, physically, mentally, and cognitively, to keep curious, to keep engaged, because those are all signs of life, being engaged in life. And it's really important to get up off the couch, get out of the house, and find a way to move forward and to grow. Find love is what I want to say. Just to find that love from and it's there waiting for you, in communities of people.
That sounds like
yourself.
That sounds like a beautiful invitation.
Yeah.
to come to your classes.
Yeah. Like I say, a good time to learn is always.
Yes.
Always.
Yes.
Never give up.
Jerry, thank you so much for your expertise today. I hope that people take you up on your invitation to join you and the other instructors in our adult education program.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Thank you for joining us today. I'm Dolly Simonovich.